Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and we are going to be working on the spine and the cover of our Creep on June journal, and then that's it. You can see I've added all kinds of items to the book. You know, sometimes when you just get into a role, you just keep going. So two of the charms that I've added onto the spine are these. I think I found these on Amazon, and these are the Tim Holtz. I just loved that pearl to sit on there. I haven't decided on any other charms, and honestly, I don't know if I'm going to add any other charms. I did add my panel to the back, and that's what that looks like. So I've got the name, the year, and then my branding sitting on that. And I put that onto a piece of dark purple cardstock, and I used the scorched timber around it and distressed it. And then this is on a piece of black cardstock, completely distressed. And then I added 4 brads in each of the corners. And that's what the back is going to look like. I know I'm not adding anything else to the back of the journal. So here you can see the top. We've got some of our explosions going already. I've got 3 areas where I have this explosion coming out. I have this explosion coming out, and I have this exploding tassel coming off. I did take some sari silk and I dyed it. And I dyed it 3 times. Let me grab this here. So this is what it looks like. It's a perfect shade of purple. I just loved it. But I had to do this 3 times and dry in between each layer. So the first layer I used black soot and villainous potion. And when I dried it, it came out a purple gray, which is fine. And you want to mix water with it as well. As you're adding, once you add the ink, add your water and then have gloves on and just swoosh it around. Then after this was dry, then I came in, I'm sorry, I dyed it twice. So the second time I came in and dyed it, I did villainous potion and seedless preserves. Yes, seedless preserves. And again, just sprayed it heavily. Didn't cover the whole thing, but there was a lot of ink, a lot of spray. I used the distressed spray and then came in with water and then just swooshed it around. I like the fact that you can still see the black, but that purple is just coming through. And I wanted this book to have a hint of purple. And this is where the purple's coming in, is the ribbon. So, okay, so I'm going to flip her down. The other thing that I did throughout the book is I added my rivets. I'm going to put those charms up top. And I added my black lace. So I just added some bulb safety pins every so often. These, of course, are our pages that we've got going on here. Here's another one where I've got the rivet and I just added a black bead to this. Again, all of the threads are just coming out. Here's more lace and here's another charm. This is a feather with a bat. So I've got that coming out. Here, for these tags that stuck out, I just put a small jump ring on that. I know you can hardly see it, but I don't want to keep picking up this book. It's all over the place, with a small rivet. So just a small charm coming off of those tops. Since this tag is the element that's sticking out, I put a small explosion coming out the side, and that just sits in our tuck there. Here off of this, I've got an eyelet, a ball and chain, and then I added one of those skull safety pins that do not open. Yeah, so that's just dangling off the side. Again, we've got more black lace. This is what I did for the inside pockets. We have this flap that the recipient would be able to do anything that they want with this flap. Do not cut it out though, because it is holding on to the envelopes inside. If you wanted to, you could take this and tuck that inside of a pocket and it's no longer a flap. I added 2 glassine envelopes on the inside. Recipient can fill them as they wish with some gold little paper clips, and I just added strips of the papers. Again, this one, we can glue that down, whatever it is, or you could glue this down and create your tuck there. I do like to leave elements in the book so that the recipients can do things. And then again, another spider, more explosions, and then you can see here that we have this tassel coming off the top, and then we have this full tassels, these 2 coming off the top as well, and then we have that one there. All right, so that's basic. I don't want to do a full flip through because I will be doing that at a later time. Now, I'm going to try to get to the center of this book. I want to flatten it out, and we're going to flip her down. And this is how we're going to work on our journal. And we're going to be careful to not put too much pressure on her. It's one of the things that you do have to be careful of when you do sew it together, but for me, it just works. I'm going to push her up a little bit, and what I want to work on is the spine. Now, I've done some prep. So what I did from my computer, I printed down the hashtag Creep on June 24 in a funky font, and then I die cut this piece here. Let me grab another piece of cardstock. There you go. This is from Elizabeth Crafts. Absolutely love it. And this sentiment's going to sit in the center, and we're going to make it look like it's a dome. I die cut this 5 times from 110-pound cardstock. So I've got a nice, strong chipboard piece here. I'm going to bring in my foam. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add glue around this outside and just along the inside, the bottom part of this circle. All right, I'm going to grab this tool. I don't know what it's called. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get this straight, but I'm going to place this onto the circle. I'm going to get her straight. I'm going to push down, and then I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to push around the outside of this very carefully, very slowly. And then I'll swirl into the center, and then I'm going to come in with my hands and just push down the back. But I want to make sure that I get this down. And as the ball is sitting there, I'm then going to form this piece to come off the side. And you can see that we have just this little bit of a curve. I don't know if the camera is going to pull that up. And then I'm going to get just a brush and just smooth some of that out. I will not be putting any clear protector on top of this. I will not be putting, oh, you know what I did want to put on this though? Can I? Yep, here we go. Already Des is starting. Woohoo! Here we go. So, yeah, we need to add our inks, but we know it works because I did not know if this was going to work or not. So, not a problem. We're going to come in with our inks coming around the side. And I'm just going to swipe over that. Okay, now that looks better. All right, let's try this again. Again, we're going to get glue on top of here. Yes, this is a very rare time that you all are going to see me be specific. You're just really going to see it. All right, so here we go again. We're going to push down these sides. And then just push that paper down so that it creates the puffed out effect that I want. And then I'm going to carefully do that when it's in my hand, because I still want the cardstock to come over the side so that I can secure it there. Perfect. Yes, exactly what I was looking for. I don't need it to look perfect. I just want it to have that effect, and the brush is just going to pick up the extra. Okay, so you can see it's got a little bit of puffy. Now, how are we going to hold on to that puffy? Very easy. We are going to grab some double-sided foam squares, and we are going to add that dimension with these. So I'm going to put 3 in the center because these are not the full height, the ones that we always used. These are the low profile ones. And you know what? I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for a 4th one. Worst thing that can happen, it's just going to look different. All right. Now, I am going to take that off, and we are going to put this right in the center of that piece. And I'm hoping, yes, because I just want something to hold it there. So yes, that's perfect. Oh my goodness, I keep hitting this. All right. So now I'm going to bring her back down. And unfortunately, yes, it is it's a black book. I am going to now add my glue. To the back of this piece. I'm going to add glue around that circle and on the quadruple foam square. And now we are going to get this set in place. I do need, excuse me, I'm going to extend the 2 spiders for the charms that I have, and I'm going to move the other straggle pieces, because as I said, I think I'm going to keep them that way because I don't want to take away from what this spine looks like. And I just want to get a feel. All right. And I am now going to set this down. I'm going to put my hand up underneath and I'm going to push. And of course now I got a tickle in my throat. And I am going to hold this. There's a lot of texture that's on this cover from the pastes and everything else. Now I'm using my art glitter glue because I actually found a bottle, and it's a strong glue, so I'm okay, and I'm confident that this glue will grab. Whenever I push on this, I'm pushing down where the quadruple foam squares are. And now when that comes down, it'll be below the thing. So absolutely love that. Absolutely love it. Okay, so now we've got that in place. Now we're going to work on this. I have it mapped out. I also have it, I took a picture of this. You can see, you know, I've always said that I don't plan my cards, and I don't. I promise you all, I don't. Just kind of go with it. I enjoy it, and I just have fun creating. But when it comes to a journal, sometimes, especially this one, I really took care to plan out what this was going to look like. And I do that when it comes to journals and everything else. So hopefully you will enjoy how this comes together. So now you're going to see the pieces come together. I found these gorgeous black and purple roses in my stash, which is awesome because I love using things from my stash. And I found some black leaves. I also found a skull and crossbones that was absolutely cool looking. So I'm going to continue to pull all this up, and when I come back, we will start building our cover, and we're going to do it off the book. So this will come off to the side, and we will put this all together. So I will be right back. Okay, these are all of our pieces that we've got for our cover. Now I'm just going to move these off to the side because they're going to be the backdrops for the lace. So we are going to work this in steps. And first, of course, we are going to ink heavily around our base. And that's what this is. This is the base of our piece. And this is the last of the file folder that was used throughout. So very dark tones. I'm just going to go around and almost saturate this. And then I will come in with the scorched timber on these edges just to make it a little deeper. All right. And then I'm going to, and we'll keep those out because we're going to keep layering this up. Now, these are going to be painted black. So they're going to sit here, and then these pieces will sit here, and then this here. So I'm going to take care of all of my inking first so that you all don't have to hear the horrible sounds of this. And I'm really going to bring this in far. And then, yes, we're going to bring the scorched timber around that. So that's all set now. And now we're going to do the purple background as well. Let's see here. I want to make sure my picture is up. And I distressed around the purple piece. With my distress tool. And then I will come in with that scorched timber along this as well. Okay. Jeez. All right. So I think I'm done with that. I want to get these painted. So I'm just going to turn that over. And I have black soot here. And I just want to get a coat of black paint on this. And let me, so I'm going to get that all over this. Let's get that scratch paper down. And this was just some old packaging that I had, and I just let out a lot of frustrations. But I do want to make sure that this is covered well. Now, you could also use acrylic paint on this. I chose not to use acrylic paint. Sometimes if you use regular acrylic paints, you're going to get a little bit of shine on it, and I did not want that. I really wanted this to be flat. I didn't want to have any, shiny bits. Now I'm going to make sure the edges are well covered. Because that's what we're going to see the most, are the edges. So just really making sure, that's covered. So just making sure, because this is really soaking in quickly. And then I may not have to do the center of this piece. But I'm sure I am going to cover this whole piece, because I'll know that underneath it's not covered. And then this should be the last. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's get the brush in there. And we'll move this here and move that out. Now, what I'm going to do real quick first is I'm going to get my double-sided tape down on the back. Move that before I wear that, because this is what's going to really hold this piece in place. Now, I could put my lace down, and you know what, we're going to see what happens when I do that. So I have my laces here, and what they are, I tore them. So this is like a tool, and it's got a spider web to the back. And then this one goes in the center. And now I am just going to take this and plop it down. Okay, good. It's not going to stick to my thing there. Now I'm going to put 2 more pieces on top of this, and then I know I'm going to be set for when we are ready to get this onto the top of our journal. And then I'll also put glue around this as well. Okay. All right, so now our next pieces are these. And we're just, of course, I kept this open. And I want that to sit like that. And I'm not committing yet. I'm actually not going to press down. And then this one's going to come here. I can actually use that to press down. All right, now we're going to get this in place. Sorry for the scratchy sound. And we're going to get that right there. And I think, you know what, since that has such open areas, I'm going to use this double-sided tape. Oh my. And then this will really secure this piece in place as well. All right, here we go. And we'll just plop that down. And now that's really going to hold. Yeah, now that's not going anywhere. And then our next piece, this is going to sit up here. And I'm just going to glue that down. And it is going to go towards the top. Okay. So now we have that. I think do I want to put, the only thing I wasn't sure was if I wanted to put brads in the corner of this, and I'm going to. Yes. And I'm not going to go with the large ones. I am going to go with the smaller ones. And just random, we're going to put those in here. And I haven't opened the back yet of these. Just going to make sure I get them in there. And then we'll open them. Okay. I can't see. Here we go. Oh my. And I think we just have one more to go. Yes. And then when we flip this over, now I'll push down and make those flat. Okay, now may not see the ones on the bottom, but that's okay. All right, now we're going to place our flowers. And I think I should be okay. Now, you know what? I'm going to pull out my favorite, my Beacon glue. This is Kids Choice glue. I use this whenever I am working with flowers, whether I'm layering them or anything like that. So I just like to dip down into it. It's a very, very thick glue. But it's really going to hold these flowers in place. You can see just how thick it is. So I'm going to put the last of the large ones here. Now I'm just going to play with these because this one rose got damaged. And that's okay. If I push these together, it will help that one. Okay, now I think I'm just going to load up here on the art glitter glue. And I'm going to tuck the these leaves up underneath. And I just got glue everywhere. I'm going to try not to have the green showing. And I think actually on this one, I'm going to cut them off. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these. So these flowers were from, can I take that off? Yes, I can. Graphic 45. And I was just going through my stash and I did it again. Wow. It's okay. Glue dries clear. All right, so now we have that. These, we are going to tuck under here. And what I'm hoping with these, to be very honest, is that they will get trapped under the other flowers. So you'll see what I mean in a second. Because I want those to come up like that. And I'm actually going to use a piece of this right here. And I'm going to cut another piece because I still have leaves that are going to come in. And we're going to put that there. Okay. So that worked somewhat. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this glue though. That's a little disheartening. Now I am going to put a little dab of glue here. And a little dab here. Okay. So now we have those in place. Now I'm going to remove the release papers so that I don't forget. Okay. Now we've got all of these leaves that I want to bring in. And now we're just going to have fun tucking these leaves in place. Thank goodness. And every once in a while, I'm going to pick this up and I am going to put it on my cover. I know things are going to hang off of it, but I do want to make sure that I don't have too much hanging off, because that would cause some problems. Because I didn't prop this up. I didn't, I don't have that wiggle room that I normally have. That I usually allow for. And we're going to come in with this style of leaf a little later. And I'm doing the same thing that I do for my cards, where I just want to tuck underneath. And I'm going to have to trim that one. Yes. And then I think I want another one to just tuck in behind that. Come up. And let's see, I've got, it is extremely tough to work on black cardstock. Let me tell you. You cannot get your light bright enough. It's absolutely amazing. And this one's going to go here. And I think this one I can keep as long as I want it. Yes. Okay, so now that's our base. And now I'm going to be coming in with these leaves to really fill in even more. So again, I'm just clipping and cutting as I have to get these in there. And I'm not gluing the ends. I want the ends to come up, to fill in around. I want it to look like an entire bouquet is just filling in around this piece. Now, unfortunately, these only curve this one way. So I've just got to make it work just a little bit. And I'm also going to try to hide these metal wires. Now, I might not be able to, and then this is going to sit right here. So I need to make sure I keep that spot open. But I also know I want that to get tucked in there. And then I think I just want one more here. And I think I'm going to have to trim that one down as well. And I think I'm actually going to trim her down even more so that she will look a little different. And that's how you can change when you have foliage that only bends in one direction, you know, by cutting it or trimming it, you can make it look different. Because then you can turn it, you know, different ways. Now, I know you're seeing the white glue. That's okay. That will all work itself out. So that is what our cover looks like so far. I need to come up with a way for this, and I'm going to use my E6000. And I'm going to wait to put that piece on. All right, so now we're going to pull the book in. I just want to remove all of this stuff first. Okay, that was a process. All right, so I'm going to lift it up, bring my hand out, because I don't want the charms underneath the pages. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up carefully, and I'm going to remove the release paper. Hopefully I can do that. It's one. Two. And I'm just going to add my glue. And no, I am not using Fabri-Tac. Just putting a little bit here. She stayed in place. And now we're just going to get her on. I love that tape. Love, love, love that tape. So now I'm going to lift this cover just a little bit, put my hand underneath, and just press that down. And she is not going anywhere. All right, last thing is our skull. And I am just using E6000 for this. And that is just going to sit right there. And there you have it. So we have now done the spine and the cover. Now I'm going to let this sit like this overnight, because with the E6000, that is going to take time to dry. And I don't want to press down hard on that, because I don't want that glue to ooze out, because that will be shiny. Now, I can fix that with just some black paint or a black marker to set that up. But that is our cover, and then we have our Creep on June over here, and this is set nicely. So when this sits up, yes, these will be down here, but I don't have any of the foliage coming down below the base of the book, which is good. I do have some coming a little bit this way. Here's the edge of the book. That's what's overhanging there, and I'm good with that. And I do have some overhang here. I could actually trim this piece right here. There we go. And that just solved it. I can deal with like this centimeter that's over here. And I can also, just giving our leaves a little haircut, and we can do that. So now we don't have too much of an overhang. I am going to, and I don't have to, I think the flowers are pretty much set. But that is, I absolutely love this. Absolutely love this. So, what's left to do on this journal is to now just fill in with all of the extra tags and folders that I have. I'm going to put those in some places. I am going to pull in some pieces from another collection of hers, of things that I have just folded in half, pieces of paper, so that people can write on them as well for the recipient. You know, there's going to be tucks and everything. Remember, all of the folders for every day from day 1 to day 30, that's pretty much where the journaling is. You can journal around it when it comes to each of the pages. So after 24 hours, you will see the full flip through of this journal. Yes. I really like it. It's the first time that I've done a Halloween themed, and I really like it. I really do like, I know Halloween's not for everyone. It's usually, you know, Christmas is the time and the holidays that people gravitate to. But and trust me, I don't go to Halloween parties or anything like that. I do, though, love goth, and this is what I was able to pull in when it came to this journal. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you saw different ways that you can put your pieces together when it comes to your journal. I know I get asked a lot, what do you do with a journal? And for me, that's a tough one to answer, because really you can do anything that you want with your journal. Anything at all of what you would want to do, you can do with your journal. Again, I like to call them diaries on steroids. It's just a way to capture thoughts. It's a way to capture pictures, moments in time. As I said, this is more of a decor piece, but it is still usable. You can still fill in things that happened. Just because it has this Halloween goth feel to it doesn't mean that you can't use it all year round. It just means that your memory keeper has a goth or Halloween theme to it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. We all like different things and look at different things, and we just have fun with it. So I hope you'll come back so that you can see the full fifth through. The only thing that I'm thinking about now is what I want to do with the rest of these tassels. I am thinking, though, I am going to just leave them alone. But nothing is going to go into the back. And I will see you all then. But if you have any questions, as always, make sure you leave those down below. And I will make sure that I get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you ring the bell. Hopefully you'll be notified. You know, there's always a chance. But come back often. Always trying to put something new up on the channel surrounding paper. Enjoy the art you create. Again, this may not be for you, but the techniques that I use to come to this, you could add to your arsenal. Maybe you don't use black. Maybe you would use white instead. Maybe you don't use these types of flowers. Maybe you would make your own flowers. Again, just look at what the techniques were and make it your own. But just enjoy the process making your art. And always remember what is most important. Be creative in everything you do every day. I will talk to you in the next video, and until then, take care and stay safe.